MLS game just barely got released on console. I think all consoles.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think you're right.
Some consoles.
Yeah.
It was on PS5. I know that. Um, and that is, wow, their game looks great. Ready or Not. And I don't really know if there was much story going into this. I think
You're
we,
basically a SWAT team of
yeah,
some
pretty
kind.
much. Yeah, it's like pick your loadout, and then you can kind of read the mission. You'll have this log on an iPad, and it's like, this is who you don't want to take out. This is who you need to just capture.
And are they different scenarios? Like, hey, they're holding a hostage or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of them are doing really naughty things. Um, but yeah, fun game. I would highly recommend playing this with friends. I think you can have up to 4 or 5 people in your team,
Mm,
which would be crazy.
big
You
squad,
know,
yeah.
imagine entering from 5 different doors all at once.
Yeah.
Absolute Chad move. But we have 2 of us, and we've found sticking together seems to be the way to do it with a duo.
Yeah.
But you'll have flashbangs, and some people try to get S tier runs, kind of like Resident Evil and Time Trials, and a lot of games do S tier type runs. But it's like you'll go in there with non-lethal beanbags. You'll shoot them with beanbags and smokes and flash
Bean
grenades, and
bags.
you will intimidate them enough to drop on their knees and give up.
Hmm.
And then you can get an S tier. I think if you use actual bullets, you can get up to an A plus, as far as I understand.
Hmm.
There's like 20, maybe 30 missions now with the extras they added after dropping on console. I don't know, something like that. But they've also added difficulty levels. We've been playing, of course, on the hardest one to torture ourselves, and it has been absolutely brutal.
Kind of reminds me of like Rainbow Six Siege in like the way you move around. I also like how many enemies are in these like arenas, these levels, because I feel like a lot of the time I looked up and on your Twitch stream and it was like, oh, he's sneaking around again, but I haven't seen an enemy for a couple minutes.
Mm.
Maybe I looked at the wrong times, but
So far we've done like 6 to 8 missions, and probably there's usually like 4 to 8 enemies, 4 or so civilians that you don't want to take out.
ah,
You need to notice the difference when you see someone, if whether they're like vested up and carrying a weapon. You're like, okay, I can either take you out or intimidate you. And then the civilians, you don't want to just pull the trigger on because you lose
are they
points.
always in the same spot, or do they have like smart AI for the enemies where they're
It's
moving
AI
around?
as far as I understand. I mean, these characters, something I have noticed about this game is the randomness of where the characters are is very hard to know. Like, you
Oh,
would
okay.
think, I'm going to open this door and there's going to be some in there. And you'll open the door and there's no one in there. And you're like, that was weird.
Huh.
And then they have just like been randomly walking around in the weirdest places, and they just like show up behind you and just take you out in one shot.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
So you kind of need to move
You was
in
basically
doubles so someone's watching your back.
checking the 360 the whole time. Or shutting doors behind you, I've noticed has been working occasionally. But
Okay.
very, very hard on the hardest difficulty. It is brutal. You will get one tapped if you don't play perfectly. You can lean, kind of like Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Um, Leaning slows you down. So does crouching. Crouching makes you quieter, though. You can put a flashlight on your weapons. Obviously, they don't have flashlights
Yeah, they're
here.
very dark.
You have night vision, which they should be using here, and different colors of night vision. Um, and you can see like a laser on your weapon if you're using night vision.
Hmm.
Kind of, it's a cool game. Honestly, a lot of fun. I have never played a game like this. I'm so used to like Borderlands and Dark Souls and running in there and acting like a psychopath and rolling as much as I need to and swiping until they're gone. This
Yeah.
is like, don't open that door too fast because there's tripwire. And then when you peek in there, make sure you're leaning left and you put your crosshair right around the corner the whole time. And if you see someone, you need to decide if it's a civilian or not. Or you flashbang into every room, and
Hmm.
it can be really difficult. I'm sure there's difficulties that aren't as hard, and maybe some would enjoy that more, but I kind of like the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a very dark mission here.
Yeah, they really are. This which is probably good for not having too much violence on the screen, but um yeah, this game had a lot of buzz I think when it first came out on Steam, so I imagine, and I even saw on PlayStation Network like this was listed like top on like what's hot right now. So I'm guessing
Hmm.
it's pretty hot.
Oh, it was
Been
pretty
playing a
hot.
lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a. I think it would be fun with like a full group of like, okay, I'm going left in this room and I'm looking like you're probably have to communicate like crazy.
Yeah, one of the coolest mechanics in this game is you can pop up your teammate's point of view on the top
Ah, I did
right.
see that. Yeah.
And so I can occasionally peek up at that and go, okay, I think I know where he is. And there's an enemy in front of him. Okay, I know where he is. Maybe I can flank her.
And so you can see like, okay, I know he's around this corner I'm about to go around, so I don't want to fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you can get a lot of hints from that, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a cool
But it's solid. Yeah.
cool
Not my
mechanism.
favorite game I've ever played, but honestly, I could do all the missions for fun. Just see if we can get a decent grade at them.
Yeah. Okay. Ready or not?